Hey, good morning, everybody. Just getting down here to the beach, getting ready for the morning briefing. It looks like the birds are all ready for the morning briefing. Actually, the sand replenishment continues here in Surfside, California. So when they pump in the sand, along with it comes mussels and other creatures that all these birds feed on. Another guy out for an early morning walk. So, hey, without further ado, let's get into it. It's time for the morning briefing. Get ready, my friends. Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. This lovely Tuesday morning, the day before Valentine's Day. Remember, if you want to go fishing this year, take good care of your wife or girlfriend or your loved ones. Tomorrow is the big day, so keep that in mind. Boy, I'll tell you, it's a little chilly down here. It's about 48 degrees as I'm standing here in my shorts and bare feet. My feet feel like a couple of ice cubes right now. But it's an absolutely gorgeous day. I mean, look at that ocean. It is flat, calm. There's no wind down here at all, and it bodes well for some good fishing later on today here in Southern California. Of course, we'll talk Mexico. We'll talk long range. We're going to talk about some exceptional bass fishing that's been going on this winter here in Southern California. We've got these big halibut all over the place. You still can catch sculpin and rockfish and white, or not rockfish. You're going to be the other side of the border. Well, I'll clarify all that in a moment. Of course, you've got the lobster hoop netting, which has been exceptional here recently. How about a striper taken on Torrance Beach? Beautiful striper caught yesterday afternoon. And of course, we did Tackle Shop Confessions just a few hours ago. That show is archived for you. You can go back and watch Sam De La Torre and yours truly, as we had another great show last night. That truly was a lot of fun. Hey, you know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, so good, and what a gorgeous sunrise it is. See, like it looks like a little bit of rain clouds over in that direction, but really not much at all. It's a beautiful morning, and we don't have any rain in the forecast until the weekend, and that doesn't look all that substantial to me as we're looking at it here from Tuesday, but we'll see as we get closer. Most important thing is wind, and we don't have any of that. So it should be another beautiful day to be out on the water. If you don't mind, hit that like button, share these videos with a friend, tick the bell. You'll be notified when there's new content, and subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. Also, you can follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. We deeply appreciate all that you do for us. All right, let's get into it with you all. And man, we've got a lot to talk about. Let's start out in Mexico Lindo, down in Mexico, Cabo San Lucas, San Jose del Cabo. Principal game down there has been and remains striped marlin. That bite's been really great here recently. It continues to go along very well. There's been some breezy conditions down there, as we normally get during this time of the year. However, most days are fishable, and in fact, some days are just flat calm and beautiful, and sometimes you'll get double digits on the striped marlin, and that is some really special fishing down there at Land's End. It doesn't get much better than that. You can get outside if you can because of the breeze. In other words, if the breeze lays down and it's not rough, you can get outside and pick off some nice yellowfin tuna, 100+ pound stuff. Sometimes it's the school size fish, 15 to 25 pound fish, but you do occasionally get a shot at some much bigger YFT. Pretty good fishing going on in that neck of the woods. Christian Catian down there in San Quintin catching the yo-yo iron yellowtail, and that is fun. You sink that jig deep. It's a small, heavy jig. You wind on it fast, and when it loads up, man, you just keep turning the handle of that reel. Grind, grind, grind. That's how you set the hook when you're yo-yoing the iron. San Quintin, only 140 miles down below the border here. So you can drive there. It's a lovely drive, and it's a great place to fish. And they've had some good yellowtail action down there for, I want to say, a month. It's been really good, maybe even a little bit longer than that. This all bodes well, by the way, for the San Diego-based boats who are going to start heading down to Punta Colonet, which is only 20 miles above there. It's 120 miles below the border. And man, I'll tell you, I'm expecting some really good rock fishing and some exceptional yellowtail fishing for sure in that neck of the woods. Who knows, maybe on our 5-day trip on the Independence, we'll take a look at that after we get the bluefin tuna or whatever else might lie in our path. I'm really excited about that. April 4th through the 9th. The Bar Hall Show is Thursday through Sunday at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. You can go by the Independence booth and you could sign up for our 5-day trip or just chat with Paulina. She is such a lovely person. I know you're going to enjoy meeting her. I'm going to enjoy saying hello to her again when we get down there to the Del Mar Fairgrounds Thursday through Sunday. Around the area there in Ensenada, we continue to see really excellent fishing on big bonita. Calico bass, if you want to focus on that, has been very, very good. Tons of rockfish down there, an occasional yellowtail, an occasional halibut. There's been flurries of barracuda from time to time. Good fishing in Ensenada, beautiful weather right now, and you have to take advantage of it. And we see a whole bunch of guys. I kind of save this normally for the surf fishing report, but we're in Mexico, so the border on down, let's say, Playas Tijuana, Rosarito, Colonet, Ensenada, Playa Saldamondo, San Quintin, all of those beaches, many of those beaches are producing some phenomenal barred perch fishing this year. I see a lot of our brothers and sisters in Mexico down there catching really nice big fat barred perch. It's been an extraordinary year. I'll get into the surf bite here in just a moment. Don't forget, it's tax season. You don't want to mess around with that. If you have back taxes or you're just trying to take care of your 23 taxes, you can't find a better person than Tim Marquez and A Best Income Tax. Give Tim a call today or just send him a text and he'll be happy to help you out. You can trust him. He's a great person. He'll take that tax burden off of your shoulders. Give Tim a call today. All right, let's talk about the long range situation. Our big giant yellowfin tuna bite has been sputtering a little bit, but not all that bad. I mean, you see the Independence weighing in some really nice fish. Here recently, the XL has had some big yellowfin tuna also, but it hasn't been the numbers that we were once seeing. So it's just a dip in that kind of bite right now. It'll come back, at least I think it will. And you have some wahoo thrown in there on the long range scene right now, as well as some other species. But the principal species that they are after are the big yellowfin tuna and the wahoo. That's what they are after. Royal Polaris is just getting fishing here this morning. We'll see what they come up with, see if they like the conditions they see, or see if they want to continue south. Now remember, when we say long range trips, so many of you are coming to us from so many different parts of the United States and the world for that matter. So I want to clarify, long range trips are like 16-day trips in the wintertime right now on big, beautiful, long range, opulent, wonderful boats that leave from San Diego. Man, I'll tell you, it's like a mini cruise, and the food they put out is remarkable, and the fishing adventures, spectacular. So many boats are down below. Now, Sam De La Torre on Tackle Shop Confessions last night, he said, hey, you talked to Diego Nuno on board the Royal Star. The Royal Star is currently out on a trip, and he said they're off to a nice start down there, so it sounds like they are doing pretty good. And of course, we'll be watching everybody else who's down there very, very carefully. The Royal Polaris, incidentally, is on a 22-day trip, so that is really a nice long trip as they head down the Baja coast. We'll see how they do. Several hundred miles down the Baja coast. All right, let's bring it up here to the Southern California area, from the border on up to the Channel Islands, we'll call it. Still some really good wintertime bass fishing going on. It has been spectacular down in San Diego. On Wednesday, the Mission Bell is scheduled to run, and then on Saturday and Sunday out of Point Loma, they'll be out also, and they've had really good sand bass fishing down there. An occasional halibut kicked in with it, some sculpin, and other boats down there. The Premier out of H&M Landing. Yesterday, I think they had 40 sand bass. Nice shot. The Mission Bell over the weekend was up there around 60, 70 sand bass. Same thing on the Premier. And several other of the local boats like the Dolphin out of Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. Really good fishing a dropper loop and a sardine. It's been fine fishing indeed. And if you want to bring some squid with you, or they provide you with some squid, a leadhead and squid has also been a really great way to catch these wintertime bass. It's been really exceptional fishing, I've got to tell you. And I hope that bodes well for more sand bass to migrate into our areas here in the springtime. That would be spectacular. So that San Diego bite has been good. We've been seeing some bass and halibut up around Dana, and here Long Beach, San Pedro, the Monte Carlo. We've been seeing some wintertime bass here, Marina del Rey. We've seen some good nighttime fishing on the twilight trips, and the daytime trips have been also very productive. It's been great, really, really good. And no wind spells some more of that kind of fishing. I have no doubt about it. Remember, you want to get bit on as heavy a line as is possible, because those fish, those wintertime bass, are on structure during this time of the year. So you definitely want to fish the 40 if you can get around with it. Sometimes, however, you just can't buy a bite with that heavier string, so you're going to drop down to the 20-pound if you have to. And if the captain tells you you're kind of in a sandy area where there's not much structure and you won't get rocked, don't be afraid to drop down to 15-pound. It will result in a lot more bites. I will guarantee you that. Some local guys, and I'm talking about private boaters, a guy named Tom Troop, he fishes a lot of hookup baits, and he said, man, almost on any given day, he can find a bite fishing the local areas here, the Horseshoe Kelp, inside the base, catching spotted bay bass and calico bass and sand bass. Tom has been having some exceptional fishing and doing really, really well, as evidenced by those photos you can see right there. So not bad at all, I will tell you that. And our friend Fish from Warren King Baits, he's been out recently and just putting the wood to some fish here in the Long Beach Harbor area. Way to go, Fish! And Kim, if you were along with him, I'm so happy to see Worm King Baits. They are back. They are more beautiful than ever. We'll have more information on Worm King Baits as we move you into the future here in Southern California. So good job, Fish, with some nice fish indeed taken there. So some good bass fishing. Now let's get into the halibut situation. Man, you saw those two young men, Ari Foreman, with a fish that weighed 41 pounds after it bled out. Had to be around 45 pounds. A beautiful fish indeed. And they had that fish here locally. They didn't want to tell me exactly where. I don't blame them. They had that beautiful fish on board the Native Sun out of 22nd Street Landing. They'll resume their halibut derby on Wednesday. They run Wednesday through Sunday out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California. Last trip, 13 halibut. They released like 17. They've been in the double digits on their last few trips, and they have been really doing well on the flatfish. That has been a very good bite this wintertime. They also have a bass kind of derby going on at the same time. So it's really a lot of fun with thousands of dollars in prizes. It has been a great one on board the Native Sun, and other landings like down in San Diego. The Dolphin is involved in that. Dana Wharf's involved in it. Several other guys have been fishing it. And then up there on the Aloha Spirit, they've had some really good fishing on halibut. We'll see if they can't get back into it. They've just come out of the yard doing some boat work. They're all ready for the season and ready to rock and roll. Pat O'Brien will be out there again really soon. So pretty brisk action, given the fact that it's the dead of winter here in Southern California. We'll continue to watch that for you very closely. I mentioned the surf bite. It's been really good on the bar perch, but Dana Ellison, nice catch with that striper on Torrance Beach. That was certainly a surprise, but it seems to be becoming more and more ordinary, more and more common, should we say. He said he caught that on sand crabs. Dana, nice going, my friend. You've got to love that. Alex Mortensen down there in Hermosa Beach, California, with some nice barred perch. We've seen a lot of barred perch around here. Trifecta Surf. He was out hitting the surf also and coming up with some excellent barred perch fishing. Had several barred perch, only a couple of mid-sized ones. The rest were small, but he puts it better than I could have put it. Trifecta Surf says, you know what? It's just about being out here in the beautiful outdoors and experiencing what we are so fortunate and blessed to have. This beautiful Eastern Pacific. It is flat, gorgeous. We're still, by the way, in the middle of whale watching season as the gray whales make their migration from the Bering Seas in Alaska to the warm water lagoons in Baja California. Get the family out for a trip and check it out. It has been a great whale watching season so far here this year. Some really good barred perch fishing. But in addition to that, we've seen a few corbinas still hanging out. There's been some yellowfin croaker hanging out. There's been some halibut in the surf. I mean, you hear all this talk about halibut being taken. There's some nice fish in the surf here you can catch on Lucky Crab Lures. Don't forget that. And don't forget Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California, your surf fishing headquarters. They've got it all. Not only surf fishing gear, but they've got all the big game stuff you'll need for bluefin and marlin and anything else your little heart desires. And they've got all the bait you'll need to be successful here in the Southern California surf. And really, in just a few more weeks, March is the start. They're going to have a monthly giveaway of a beautiful custom rod at Big Fish Bait and Tackle. They're going to focus on barred perch in the month of March. The biggest barred perch wins a beautiful custom rod. Not sure if you're going to have raffle tickets or how it's all going to go, but I'll keep you informed. We still have a little ways to go. Speaking of surf fishing, I'll be at Bass Pro Shops the day after my birthday on March 24th there in Rancho Cucamonga at 12 noon, giving a great surf fishing seminar. And shortly you'll be able to sign up and do guided trips with me here in Surfside. If you want to come down here and I can show you the ropes on how to fish the surf and just have a few hours together, having some fun and enjoying all of this, man, that would be fantastic. If you want to get on the list to get more information, just send me a text with surf fishing in the subject bar. Man, it's affordable, it's fun, it gives you a chance to get out in the great outdoors, even around your work schedule. Send me a text, 657-227-6459. And don't forget, if you have heating and air conditioning needs, you want to call John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. No one better to help you out. John's a great family man, a great person, and he'll take really good care of you. Give John Lopez a call today. Hey, your lobster hoop netting report brought to you by Promar Ahi. I got to get that to you also here this lovely Tuesday morning. It's been fantastic. You know, when you have rough, windy weather, as we had about 4 or 5 days ago, after that, lobster love to crawl. We've certainly seen a lot of that here recently, from Marina Del Rey down to Redondo to the Long Beach areas. You know, several boats are fishing that up and down the coast, and they've been doing really, really well on the PromarAhi.com lobster hoop netting report. It's been fantastic. One guy that's been doing great, Will Beardo from Wet Willie Charters. Man, check out this big langosta that they had in the hoop nets. It was a beautiful lobster, and we've been seeing lots of that. He's been catching limits, which is 7 lobster per angler. He's been having limits on a regular basis. Wet Willie Charters, excuse me, say hi to Will for me. He's a great guy and a great fisherman, no question about that. Man, it's been fantastic. Catalina Island, we've seen exceptional fishing going on there at Catalina Island. It's been really, really good. And then locally, we've also seen some great lobster hoop netting. Great lobster fishing right now. Take advantage of it here in SoCal. I know you're going to continue to enjoy it, and you're going to continue to love dining on those delicious lobster. All right, my friends, it's a gorgeous Tuesday morning. The high tide today, I'm guessing at this, you can check, I'm going to say 11 a.m. You can see it's pretty low here today. But man, this ocean's been producing really, really well as they are just getting going right now with the sand replenishment. You can see sand being pumped on the beach down here, and the birds are really starting to get excited about all of that. I'm excited too. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day. Take care of your loved ones. Make sure you do that. And of course, I'll keep you in touch throughout the day today with more. The Bart Hall Show, Thursday through Sunday at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. I'll be walking around on Saturday. Make sure you say hello. It'll be good to see you all. All right, beautiful morning, great day. Always wonderful spending time with you. Thanks for all of your great support. Last night, a couple of hours of constant questions on Tackle Shop Confessions. You guys are really pumping our numbers up here in the dead of winter, and we deeply appreciate that. Take care, have a great day, and I hope to see you really, really soon.